Well, blessed morning, friends, folks. Today it is August 6th, 2025. Got to get school babies registered today. So, going to be a short day for me, and then go get Cubby registered. And today is August 6th, so we got Love Doesn't Boast. Love does not boast, it is not proud. That's First Corinthians 13 and 4. Kind of thought about something yesterday. I got a little worked up over all the school stuff and having to get Cubby to dental. And I thought, you know what? What am I doing? Love places other interests first before yours. And if you fall short on that, examine yourself and ask the Lord to forgive you, especially if you got kids, because the kids come first before whatever you want to do. Sometimes it's hard for us as parents to want to break from that. The humble heart honors others right off the bat. Is Jesus not our example? Content to be known as a carpenter? Happy to be mistaken for the gardener? He served his followers by washing their feet. He serves us by doing the same. Each morning he gives us with beauty. Each Sunday he calls us to his table. Each moment he dwells in our hearts. And does he not speak of the day when he is as the master will dress himself to serve and tell his servants to sit at the table, and he will serve them? If Jesus is so willing to honor us, can we not do the same for others? Make people a priority. Accept your part in his plan. Be quick to share the applause, and most of all, regard others as more important than yourself. Love does not boast, it is not proud. Do you make people a priority? Are you quick to share the applause? Why are these things important to God? Because we're honoring him by honoring the achievements of others when we clap. Or, I remember Taco Sky, when we were in a powerlifting competition in 2022, Taco said, now this is a minister's son, but his mom and dad are both ministers. And Fred and his wife, they made a great impact upon you, brother, because you reflected it. And what you told us was, as competitors, even though we're competing against each other, you told us to cheer each other on and, because we're not enemies. We're there for a good thing. So cheer the person on that, even though you're competing against them. You don't want to be no other kind of way, because we're all in this in a good way. You said something like that, not exactly those words, but to me, that meant a lot. And I carry that over because I tried arm wrestling later that year. I lost every single match. But yet, my pobbies that invited me to it, the Kawas, they said that I did good, because there's people there that have been doing it for years and have still never won their first match. Plus, I only had one table practice. So I was like, Now that's the opposite. That's love. That's love killing the pride, because I was like, man, I lost every match. Didn't even win one. But I did give Brandon Talty a little competition, but he pulled my arm. And not pulled it, but he pulled me down. But that's the best spot I had. But it makes me feel good after all this time. What I've carried over is the exercises, but staying on point with this. Yes, love is the greatest of hope and love. Love's the greatest, for love suffers long. And then there is no greater love than to give one's life for one's friends. This is what Jesus did upon a cross of Calvary. If he wouldn't have done that, we'd be living prideful, simple lives leading straight to the pit of hell. But because Jesus did what he did, dying our criminal's death that we deserve, we could go home to the kingdom of heaven. Why? Because love doesn't boast. It is not pride. Love thinks of others, puts others' interests first, and puts itself last. And this is what Jesus did, so that we could be first, coming home to the wedding supper of the Lamb of God, because of his way higher than ours. Now that is true love. Be blessed in your own journey.